fact that
I like turtles.
200, 300.
Alright, that's perfect. Before I start this, viewer discussion is advised. These are very terrible people that did very terrible things, and it might be disturbing to watch for some people. Trigger warning.
Your account balance is $27.
Seriously, trigger warning, alright, motherfucker. Be careful, watch at your own risk. Yeah, I think that's good.
85 cents.
Why is so
If you
scary?
wish to accept
Shout out to XQC.
this prepaid call, dial 0 and thank you.
Hello.
Hey, honey.
Hope you don't mind I called you back.
No, I'm glad you did.
This is already Monka
In
S.
a room by myself kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
Well, you know, they probably wouldn't think too highly about what's going on, and so it is best, but I can only imagine. But your mom said she was sending you a book.
A book.
Yep.
And I don't know how she's going about
You know,
this.
I was thinking about this today, and I was like, I'm the victim here. I'm the fucking victim here. I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, so it's my fault because I asked them to turn their radio down.
Right.
It's like I got attacked, and I fought back because I didn't want to be a victim, and now I'm in trouble.
Right.
I refuse to be a
I
victim.
call Cat.
Now
I call Cat.
Oh, no.
I somehow insulted these boys by asking them to turn the radio down, and for
We
that,
didn't watch
they
this,
were
no, of
gonna
course
kill me.
not.
I mean, it's
This
absurd
is an
that they
hour,
would
though.
do
Fuck,
that, but
dude, I
you know,
wanna
they're
watch
violent.
this.
Well, honey, I don't think we should talk about it anymore.
I mean, I don't know
Well, it is interesting.
how else to put it. It's like they attacked me. I'm the victim. I'm the victor, but I was the victim too.
Good one.
The victor, but you were the victim. Ah, I see.
In the late Friday afternoon of November 23rd, 2012, a young couple were getting married at the Winterbourne Inn, an impressive wedding venue situated along the St. Johns River. They held hands and recited vows in near silence as 50 guests looked on toward the scenic ceremony.
50?
One of those guests, sitting in the front row, was 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn, the father of
50 people. Dude,
Wait, what?
Dude, if I got married today, I don't think I could call 12 people.
the groom. Sitting next to him was his
10,
girlfriend of
5.
4 years and fiancée of 6 months, 45-year-old nurse Rhonda Rower.
Raise your right hand, please. The clerk's going to administer the oath to you. Right hand. There you go. Just relax. It's okay.
I need a little blunt.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Miss Rower, do you know
He's
someone by
shaking.
the name of Michael Dunn?
Yes, I do.
Jesus.
How long have you known
God
Mr.
damn,
Dunn
what the
for?
fuck?
About 4 years.
This is Monka S.
Miss Rower, what is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiance.
Why did you and the defendant come up to Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding?
Because we have a puppy named Charlie, and because you usually can't check into hotels until like 3 or 4, and with the wedding being at 4, we didn't think we'd have time to get settled.
They had just drove 2 hours from their shared home in Brevard County, and their 7-month-old
What a
French
weird island.
bulldog named Charlie was waiting for them at a hotel roughly 15 miles from the venue.
And did you have anything to drink during the reception?
I had a glass of red wine, and then I had about 2 to 3 rum and cokes.
And do you know whether or not the defendant
I'd be
had...
fucking knocked out with that,
He
Jesus.
had rum and coke as well.
Do you know how many drinks he had?
He maybe had 3 or 4.
They stayed for just over
Rum and Coke is like the most overrated drink of all time.
It is
people
pretty
say, oh,
overrated.
it's good. No, it's not. It tastes disgusting.
3 hours at the
Nobody likes
reception,
it.
then reportedly had to leave early to go back to the hotel and take the puppy for
It's
a walk.
okay.
They
Not
were
everyone
staying
has
at the
the same
Sheraton
taste buds
Hotel
as you,
on
bro.
Deerwood Park
It's so
Boulevard.
funny.
But as they
Nobody
were
likes
driving
it.
back,
Disgusting.
decided to pull into the Gate gas
Hey, rum
station
and
on
Coke
Bay
isn't that
Meadows
bad,
Road at the last minute.
What was the reason for stopping at the gas station?
To get a bottle of wine.
And whose idea was it, Miss Rower?
Mine.
Just before they got to the gas station, the car in front of them had the same idea and pulled in just before they did. The occupant of that vehicle would be known as Witness 7.
When you pulled up, was there an open spot to the right of the red Dodge Durango?
There's a lot of motherfuckers.
Tell these jurors why you didn't pull into that empty spot next to the sidewalk.
Heard the loud music. Didn't want to deal with it.
The Dodge Durango in question belonged to 18-year-old Tommy Storns, who at the time was inside the store buying cigarettes, while his three friends, Leyland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tevin Thompson, remained in the car.
At some point while the three of you are waiting for Tommy Storns to come back, did a car pull into the parking space on the passenger side of the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Did the defendant say anything about the music when he parked the car next to the red car?
Yes.
And what did the defendant say?
Oh, I hate that thug music.
And what was your response to the defendant?
I said, yes, I know.
What happened, Ms. Rauer, after
cares?
the defendant parked the car?
Who asked?
Yikes.
Nobody asked.
I gave him a kiss. I took $20 and I went into the store.
Mr. Thompson, while the three of you were waiting for Tommy Storns, did the defendant say anything to you or in your direction?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
He said, "Can you turn the music down? I can't hear myself think."
And what did you do when he said, turn the music down?
I turned the music down.
Oh, come on, you turned it
When
up.
you turned the music down, did either Leland Brunson or Jordan Davis
Damn,
say
I thought you
anything
said
to
turn
you?
the music up.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
I know personally, right? When someone tells my dad to turn down the music, he just turns it up. Just saying.
Who's
guys, don't say capo, guys. These are testimony under oath. They even said they had 7 witnesses. They wouldn't lie about this shit.
Yep.
7 witnesses. Okay, three in the car. Says turn the music down. What is it? He's spelling capo. Like these guys did something wrong or something. We need to get the context. Chill the fuck out, man. Chill out.
Jordan.
And what did Jordan Davis say?
But, you know, you wouldn't. Yo, if it were me, I would have turned the music up, motherfucker. I
Turn
have to tell
the
you.
music back up.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door. I danced a little bit to the song that was playing. I got in the car.
Did you see or hear the driver say anything to Jordan Davis after Tommy Storns got back in the Durango?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you talking to me?
And how could you hear that?
Tevin turned the music down.
When?
When Tommy got back in to let him know what happened.
Did Jordan Davis say anything back to the driver when the driver said, "Are you talking to me?"
Yes.
What did he say?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Please tell the jurors what happened next.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be the gun that you saw in the defendant's hand?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
As you were walking to the register, did you hear anything unusual?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard pop, pop, pop.
Within
Jesus
3 minutes of
fucking
Michael Dunn
Christ.
pulling into the gas station, he fired a total of 10 shots into the vehicle next to him. The first 3 shots came
my
through the back
fucking
passenger
God,
side door,
bro.
at which moment Tommy Storns hit reverse and backed up at full speed. The 4th shot
Damn.
missed, while shots 5, 6, and 7 came through the front passenger side door. The SUV then did a J-turn, at which point Michael Dunn got out of his car, took aim at the retreating vehicle, and fired 3 more shots into the back.
Jesus
The amount of
fucking
time that passed
Christ,
from the
bro.
first volley
Lock
of
this
gunfire to the
motherfucker
second
up,
was
bro.
exactly 4
Jesus,
seconds.
this guy's insane.
Tommy Storns' quick thinking most likely saved multiple lives, as he took the car out of the shooter's line of fire midway through the first volley. Unfortunately, however, it wasn't enough to save everyone, as Jordan Davis had already been struck 3 times. He was hit in the leg, lungs, and heart, causing him to bleed to death in under 45 seconds. He was 17 years old. Roughly 20 seconds after the
Bro, lock
gunfire
this
ceased,
motherfucker up.
Rhonda
That is so
realized it was
sad,
her
bro. What
fiancé
the
that had
fuck?
fired the shots, at which point she went outside to see what was going on.
And so I opened the door, and he said, get in the car. And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated, and he said, get in the car. But he was, you know, he just had that sound in his voice, you know, of urgency. Yeah. And so I got in the car.
You get in the car, he pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, what happened? And he said...
Is that, need something? What? Oh no, I'm good. I'll do myself. We're good. All good. You know. Me too. I love you too. I need my space. You know. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Sorry. It's alright.
I shot at the car, and
I need my space.
like,
you know.
We're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, what car? And he said, the one with the music. And I said, why? And he said, because they threatened to kill me. And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael.
Bro,
and I
what?
don't remember the words, exact words that he used, but it was like that they started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay, they started to advance and I reacted. Okay.
And then I asked him, I said, did you hurt anyone? And he said, no, I just shot at the car. And you know,
bro,
in my head,
that is dumb.
Should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think
okay.
you've already told us.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking, you know, you stupid ass, you know.
I'm confused.
What were you thinking? Why, you know, would you do?
Chat, at this time, do you guys think that she's fully like not immune, but they know for a fact that she's not an accomplice or a problem, and they're just trying to use her help? And
yes, because
like,
she was inside the store.
Like mutually beneficial. Or
yes,
whatever?
because she was inside the store. Is my guess.
Okay.
But I could see that he was already upset, and I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself.
Fair
and
enough.
I figured I'd just tell him in the morning.
Okay.
And
is this all in the car? Or
yes.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then, we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Michael then walks the dog, orders a pizza, and pours himself a stiff rum and coke before they both go to sleep.
Ew.
There was almost no
Alright,
conversation
that was
between them the entire night.
Just kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
Okay. So I got up, and I start getting dressed, and the news is on.
Okay. We can already assume that in any case, with the scenario at hand, if the guy backed up and was running like crazy, firing at the moving vehicle, it's GG.
Well, 100%,
right?
obviously.
The red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle.
Because that person's trying to escape the situation.
I knew it was red.
And at that point, you're
so,
antagonizing.
I see the red SUV being towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead or and
that's fucking monk ass, bro. What the fuck?
Said Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw him. And then I said, we need to go home.
Okay, so you get in your car and drive home.
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house.
Straight to the house.
What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No.
Damn,
we
so
were
he
listening
knows.
To the radio.
He knew that he was
then,
fucked.
Then he would, you know, turn it down and just say, you know, I love you, and I know, you know,
okay.
but I'm.
Ironic, yeah.
Right.
Turn it down, dude.
Okay.
Psycho.
Take your time. Take a minute.
And it was just it was a horrible trip home.
Right.
And
I bet.
And so no,
this is so sad.
Didn't want to hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I was just get us home.
Right.
Get us home.
Okay.
And then
Context?
when I walked back in the house is when I got the call from you.
Witnesses at the scene of the shooting took down Michael's number plate, and police were able to track him down at his home in Brevard County. He was brought back to the JSO Police Department without incident, and immediately subjected to interrogation. It began at exactly 4 p.m., 22 hours after the shooting.
If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer, okay? you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you could just sign where it says signature, and by signing there, you're just acknowledging that I went over your rights with you and that you do
Damn, look at this guy.
understand your rights.
He's going for it. Straight up.
Obviously, I just kind of want to talk to you about what occurred last night.
It's important to contemplate what the suspect is most likely thinking at this moment, as well as the character he is now trying to play. He wants to come across as the victim, who had no other choice but to take the action he did the night before, and needs to appear as rational, reasonable, and as considerate as possible. He knows that someone has died due to a situation that he initiated, and now needs to bend not only the facts, but also the perceptions of others.
And now he's plunged in absolute delusion and overconfidence, and it's why he's going for it.
Walk me through, just tell me from your point of view what you guys pull up. You're driving, it's your car, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're driving.
Interesting.
Oh my God.
It's a Volkswagen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She's sitting in the passenger seat, no one else in the car with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of what happened at that point.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, but got out. She's in the store, and there's like a SUV next to us, and then the music starts, and I roll down my window, and I thought it was polite. I asked them nicely. I didn't demand. I didn't, or else I said, "Hey, would you guys mind turning that down?" And they shut it off. I was like, "Thank you." Cordial. Everything's cordial. I put my window back up. I'm doing my stuff, and I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. The windows are up.
Holy fucking.
Okay.
And
Bro, what?
the guy that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up. I can't hear everything he's saying, but there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And then the music comes back on, and I'm just like, live and let live, and don't need any trouble.
No
The detectives will entertain his standpoint for the time being. They will remain as neutral as possible as he recounts his own narrative. This is because they need him to divulge as much information as possible while he remains without counsel. The more detail he gives away, the more they will have to evaluate and possibly use against him at a later stage. They will almost appear to be agreeing with everything he says, which is for the purpose of encouraging disclosure. If they were to challenge him this early, it would more than likely prevent him from opening up.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like they're saying, "Kill him." So I put my window down again, and I said, "Excuse me, are you talking about me?"
What?
Yeah, that's cap.
And it was like,
yeah, why would they just? That's cap, bro. I'm sorry.
Kill that bitch.
What?
And I'm still not reacting, but then this guy goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun, and he goes, "You're dead, bitch," and he opens his door, and I'm shitting bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. I mean, I practiced this. I'm at the Fort Malabar Rifle and Pistol Range. I'm an avid gun guy and all that. No military training or anything, but I have friends who are in the military that show me the
proper way.
Yes.
This is the classic.
Quicker in the flash, I had.
I want to pause and say so many things, but yeah. He's doing so many things that they've talked about in other videos. I feel like
this guy's dumb.
I shot. That's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. Quicker in the flash, I had a round chambered in it.
The prosecution would later argue that if the suspect was so traumatized both during and after the incident, as he stated multiple times, he wouldn't feel the need to add dramatic pauses while recounting the event, nor add complimentary remarks to his gun handling skills.
There you go.
It's almost as if he can't help but boast about the shooting, despite being so allegedly horrified and shaken up by it.
Okay.
I see.
Do you remember how many times you shot?
4.
Okay. Okay, just keep walking me through kind of
All right,
what you're
I shot 4 times, and
Well, Chad, I'd just like to point out that this guy in his story says that the guy said, "Oh, kill this guy," and his response is, "Hello, sir. are you talking to me about this? Like, what? No, that, what kind of response, what
And
kind
that
of,
SUV pulled out,
who would do
and
this?
like I said, in my mind, they got a gun. And so, you know, not training, just from, I was still scared. And so I shot 4 more times. As they were fleeing.
So he shot 8.
Yeah, trying to keep their heads down to not catch any return fire.
Okay. All right. And
that was it. I mean, I still didn't feel safe. I thought, you know, there was another car. I didn't know. I mean, I'm in a strange town, in a strange area. I just had my life threatened. The love of my life is in the store. And she doesn't know what's going on. She come outside.
This guy's talking to the police that has all the evidence, and he says return fire from a car that has no exit shots coming from the car.
Yeah.
What is this?
And I was just like,
Yeah,
get in
I
the
doubt
car,
those
we have
guys
to
even had a
go.
fucking gun on them.
I just didn't feel safe there. In fact, we had plans, in fact, a fairly expensive
Potential gun return fire.
bed and breakfast
Oh, okay.
paid for in St. Augustine.
More unnecessary detail that someone distraught by a recent event wouldn't feel the need to clarify. If he genuinely thought he was as close to being killed as he stated, or if he was at all upset about the fate of the young man he had just shot dead, the fact that he missed out on a fairly expensive bed and breakfast would most likely be overlooked.
And, you know, after what happened last night, and we just...
He didn't
we were like,
eat.
we have
Oh
to go
no.
home and call the local sheriff and tell him what's up.
Well, where'd you go after?
We went right to our room.
You went right to the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't leave. We were just
Stay
like
in the hotel room?
Rick's waiting for another carload of thugs to come. I mean, I've never been so scared in my life.
These exact statements were brought up when his fiancée Rhonda was interviewed 4 days later.
Michael said something in the interview that was kind of
eerie.
He made a comment that you guys went back to the room and he was basically waiting on some thugs with guns to come to the room at any given time. When you guys got back to the hotel, did he take the gun out of the glove box and take it up to the room with you guys?
Okay, a lot of you guys come to the stream after we started watching these. The context is, a guy with girlfriend goes to the gas station, Dodge Durango, loud music, 4 dudes in it. He says, turn the music down. They turn it down. They have like an argument. Not really. He's just a delusional motherfucker. And then he pulls out a gun and starts firing at him. They escape, and he starts firing at them as they go out. And now this is where we're at.
And he killed a young 17-year-old man.
Okay, so you
who
left him in
never
the car.
should have lost his fucking life.
And one of them died.
And then you go to the room and he gets the dog and goes outside and walks the dog.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
I would have to censor you.
Okay. And you guys just stayed in the hotel room at that point? Did you go anywhere else?
No, we ordered out.
Ordered
pizza.
Pizza.
The investigators have secured their baseline narrative from the suspect and will now slowly ramp up the pressure. They will begin to destabilize his thought process by inducing anxiety and then set traps for him to incriminate himself further. They essentially need him to panic, and as he panics, they will pose more calculated questions. However, they have to do this in a subtle and methodical manner, as if they push it too far, they could scare him into shutting down completely, or even into requesting legal counsel and ending the interrogation right then and there.
Yep. Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, we tripped like 5 times.
I know you're in a strange town, and you had this traumatic event happen to you, and I can understand that. Okay. The problem, I can tell you, what we start to kind of get a little wondering is.
Everyone's favorite ketchup makes a ketchup for everyone. Isn't that magical?
By the time you get to your hotel room, you're calling to order pizza. Why aren't you calling us?
I wanted to come back to my hometown to do that. You know, I shouldn't even left the scene, but I left the scene because I was still afraid for.
Okay, and I can live with that.
This guy?
I can live with that. You don't necessarily want to hang around right where the shooting happened because you don't know if these guys are coming back. I'm good with that.
Or if there are more.
Yeah.
You know, but once you leave and you are away from that scene, and you've even gotten to a hotel room and inside your hotel room at that point.
And safe, yeah.
You know, now it doesn't, now it makes me wonder, you know, because if you make a phone call, one, we find out, you know, a lot quicker what's going on. Okay. The reason he and I haven't been to sleep since sometime yesterday is because we're trying to figure out, all we know is we got a guy, we got a dead kid in a car, okay, and we got a guy who shot and hauled ass. That's all we know. I mean, I'm just, that's where we start to get a little concerned. It starts to be, you know, and I'll, you know, we can speak that I personally have had a case with an individual who was moving to Jacksonville, first day in Jacksonville, and got involved in an incident and felt threatened and shot another person and was in their car, and he drove across the street to another parking lot and got on the phone with 911 immediately and started walking police into where he was. You know, that's the way you, I mean,
I have nothing to say other than
So other problems that we have too. When you begin to shoot, can you honestly tell us that you ever saw a gun?
I'm gonna move this.
I saw a barrel come up on the window.
He has now gone from saying that he saw a shotgun to now seeing a barrel come up on the window, and his emphasis while giving the statement was weak and unconvincing. If he had spoken with an attorney, his response to this question would have been that he without a doubt saw a shotgun, and his conviction to the claim would have been immensely forceful. It would make it far easier for his defense to create reasonable doubt within the jury, which the suspect has now made extremely difficult, and continues on to make it even more so.
Like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel. I didn't see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick, but sir, they're like, we're gonna kill you. And then they say, you're dead, bitch. I mean, I didn't wait to look to see if they were
So
gonna point it at me.
unconvincing and dog shit. This
He
is
reached
so
down
bad.
and picked it up.
It is very bad.
And then-
What an idiot, this guy.
Well, hopefully it's the guy that I hit.
A stick? A fucking stick.
He was sitting in the rear passenger side. And that's the guy that was really agitated. And then that's the guy that I asked, are you talking about you're going to kill me? Like I said, I didn't know what, you know. My window is up. He was saying a lot, but that's what came through. And I put my window down to ask him.
And the music is still playing at this time?
And yes, but he is really loud and really animated.
Louder than the music that's bothering you?
Yes, well, the music was a nuisance at first. You know, with my car shut and the windows up, and you just hear the heavy bass. And like I said, I just said, hey, would you mind turning it down? And they did.
Man.
They shut it off, which, you know, I said thanks.
Yeah, sure you did,
But
buddy.
it really
sure you did.
wasn't an issue of loud music. It was an issue of them threatening my life.
But it started from the music.
Absolutely, and you know that's when I started
And the
telling you
music
guys
was
I'm
playing
embarrassed.
when you pulled up.
No,
What music, this guy?
it was not.
It was not.
So you guys pull in, okay? Now, when he pulls in next to the red SUV, is that correct?
That's correct.
It was already there.
Yes.
Correct, okay. And was the music playing?
Yes.
Okay, the music's playing.
Like we said, there's some issues that we have.
Yeah, just pick
I'll be
apart
first
his
to say
story,
there's no
please.
weapons in the car.
Put yourself in the suspect's
Yep.
position and imagine everything you had said up to this moment was truthful. You had just shot and killed a
That's because it must have been the stick.
person,
It must
yet
have
fully
been.
believed it was either your
Like,
life
what else
or
could it be?
theirs. A legitimate and justifiable
Dumbass.
act of self-defense. Now imagine the outright shock and dismay you would feel at the very moment you realized that wasn't the case.
I don't know what you saw.
No way.
Hospital,
No
when they
way.
drove off, they dumped it.
They never left the parking lot.
They circled around until they saw you leave, and then they drove right back. Because they saw you leave at that point.
So you leave and they realized their friend had been hit. So they never left the parking lot.
They came right back at that point.
Yep, and then he fucking left.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's evident that he's unremorseful over the consequences of his conduct, yet also appears to be totally unaware of the magnitude of his own situation. He's far too relaxed, and the detectives ramp up the pressure once more.
Here's what has to happen. I know that from your position right now that you're going to do everything.
I think we know why.
Yourself. And I can't say that I blame you for that. But we're going to need the total truth as to what happened. Not this
my back hurts
story
like
that I've had
He
from
still thinks he's got it.
7:30 last night till 12 o'clock today to fix that. Okay, because the only thing that's going to make sense to us is the truth matching the scene.
Yep.
And there was the biggest problem we got, the first hurdle we got to get over is that there's no weapon in that truck.
Do you have a stick?
There was nothing
there it
found
is!
in or near the car that resembled a stick nor a weapon.
I
The
didn't think
suspect
you'd go
is
for
now
it.
trying to forge a narrative that his actions were justified due to his perception of a
fucking
threat,
hate this
regardless of if there was one or not.
This
Well, the second
fucking
problem we
man
have
right
is
here.
that the last set of rounds when the truck is backing away from you, and you put 4 more sets in it, 4 more shots into it. That's an issue.
Yeah.
Because now if it's backing away,
Yep.
it's no longer a threat.
See, as I said earlier.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
Because they're
in my mind,
leaving
they
the
had a weapon.
situation, and he's officially
I
engaged
can't
in
shoot
the
someone
situation.
because in my mind they had a weapon. That's the problem. I mean, if I walked up to someone right now and I'm having a confrontation with them, and I think they have a weapon, the law doesn't allow me to shoot him because I think he has a weapon.
Let me ask you this: how were you when you pulled your gun out? Say you're sitting in your driver's seat like that, straight ahead. How did you shoot? Did you shoot one-handed? Did you shoot two-handed?
Two-handed, like
two-handed, like this. You come across your body. Okay, and you shoot the first. What you said, 4.
Ooh, okay.
What you remember, and then they start backing out. Do you continue to shoot through the window, or do you?
He gets out of the car.
I don't recall, but I
He exits
do
the vehicle
remember
100%.
getting out of my car and taking, like, getting sideways, and I was like waiting for the wink or.
But once again,
all this is.
Okay. Once again, if you think they have something,
Don't say it's
think
fuzzy.
they have a shotgun.
They had a shotgun.
You think they have a shotgun. Are you gonna get out of your car so they can get a good aim on you? Make any sense?
Well, at the time, I was doing everything on adrenaline and no.
But I'm just saying, we're trained to. If we,
Well, not only that, but if he's standing, he would see more clearly inside of the car, and whatever, if it was a stick, it was a stick, but now it doesn't make sense anymore. Now he would know, he would see it at
get out of
least.
the way,
to get out of the way.
cover or concealment. So you're telling me that you thought they had a shotgun, but you got out of your car so they would get a good aim at you, is what you're telling me.
Well, I thought maybe they would shoot at the car and I wouldn't be in it.
But the car, your car's not shooting at them. You are.
Yeah,
Why would they
exactly.
shoot at your car?
Shadow, they can't. Honestly, sir, I'm at a loss to justify what I did on the second volley, other than to say I thought they were going to be shooting back, and I was keeping them from doing that. And I was in such a panic.
So you get the gun, rack it, and then reassess?
No, I didn't reassess. I
So
started shooting.
you
It was
grabbed,
just coming at me
you
with a
went, grabbed
shotgun.
gun, rack, came up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
You just
see
came
him
up and
start to come out
started
of the door of the
firing.
truck.
What the fuck, bro?
At that point, you turn to get your gun. Is that correct? You take it out of your glove box.
Ass. What
You
the
unholster
fuck?
it. You rack around, and you come back up on target.
Yes, sir. Fluid motion.
Okay. In the amount of time he's starting to get out of the truck when you first start to go get your. But yet, by the time you come back and start shooting, he's still in the truck.
He's coming out. I think he saw what I was doing when it was running back in. I don't know. But
See, that's where I'm a little thrown off here.
Wait, what did I miss?
That's Cap.
He is
Bro,
sitting in the
story
back
is
seat
Cap.
of that truck when he is hit. okay? Because the bullet goes right through the door. 3 bullets went through that door, okay? He wasn't hit standing outside the truck.
Oh, no, I know I shot through the door,
Okay, so
driving him back.
How's he getting out of the door if you're shooting through it? You're confusing us.
Right. When the latch is coming off the door, that's when I went to do what I was doing with the gun. And when I came back,
doing what I was doing it.
When the latch is coming off the door?
No, when I got my gun out of the...
When you said earlier about when you see the latch, what do you mean by the latch coming
Well,
off
the door's opening, and he's stepping out.
Okay, so, and he's stepping out.
Yes, and then
And you go and reach, but by the time you come back and come up just blazing, somehow he's still sitting in the truck.
Well, maybe I'm not as fast with the whole thing as I think I am, but it was...
Or maybe he wasn't getting out of the truck.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely he was.
This was refuted by forensics. The victim never got out of the truck, and the door was shut at the time the suspect opened fire. This was proven by correlating the angles of the bullets that came through the door, alongside the entry and exit wounds to the victim.
You're saying you feel like you have a threat that this guy's got a shotgun in your view.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you think he's getting out of the car, okay, so you turn to get yours. If he's unarmed, which he is, why is he going to be...
I don't know, maybe
now
he thinks I'm unarmed. The sad fact of it is he's telling me he's going to kill me. You're dead, bitch.
Because you asked him to turn the radio down?
Yeah.
See, that's the part where I don't understand.
And you know what? And I'll tell you...
They were getting really agitated.
I understand it, because believe me, we deal with guys who you ask them to turn their radio down, they would get out of the car and shoot you. We deal with those kind of dudes all the time.
Here's what I can almost bet you a year of my salary on.
Monka ass.
When you got into a confrontation with those guys, a man of your stature, if there was a gun in that truck, they would have shot you. They wouldn't have had to get out. They would have shot right through. They'd have shot from the truck just like you were shooting from your car. People don't get out of the car to be seen when they're shooting someone. They're going to shoot you right inside that truck.
All right. He's getting out of his car. We're this close to each other.
I can't wait till he starts
getting out of
fucking
his
just...
car.
I can't wait till he just gets broke.
After repeatedly telling me that he was going to kill me.
Oh, it's repeated.
So, is he going to bite my ear off or shoot me with a shotgun? I wasn't too concerned about how he intended to do it.
If you thought he had a shotgun, you most likely would be concerned with how he intended to do it. You would be likely more concerned with being shot with a shotgun as opposed to having your ear bitten off.
Now, and I'll tell you this, we talked to the other guys in the car, and they will all admit, they will all tell us he didn't like the fact that some stranger's telling him to turn his music down. He's 17. He's a teenager. Okay, you know how teenagers are.
Jesus.
They're a little hard-headed sometimes, especially when they're out on their own.
It's so sad,
And
bro.
did he throw some F-bombs at you? Basically tell you to go fuck yourself multiple times? Absolutely. They said, yep, he was jaw-jacking back and forth with that guy. But at no time did any of them say, well, okay, he did say he was going to kill him. Because it makes no sense, because what's he going to do? He's not armed.
Yep.
What's he going to, I'm going to kill you and get out of a car. And we're talking about a kid. You know how many times that kid's been to jail? Never.
Jesus.
He has no history of violence, and it's not like we're getting some street
thug.
thug.
Has is a truancy in school.
We're not talking about a violent kid here. He has no track record. There are guys in Jacksonville who I'd go, okay, I believe that, because they got track records. This kid ain't got no track record. The kid sitting next to him doesn't have a track record. The kid sitting in front of him doesn't have a track record. None of them do. These aren't violent guys.
This is so sad,
They
bro.
pull up so the driver can run in and buy cigarettes. It's the only reason they're even there. They just got back from going to the mall. That's it. So I have a hard time buying how I can totally
This guy's
see
dumb
him
fuck.
talking shit to you. I can see that. But to take it to a level that he's threatening to end your life when he can't. There's no way he can. He doesn't have anything.
I didn't know that.
I know.
That's all the reason
That's
that
all
you
the-
not knowing that is all the reason why you took your next step too far.
Yeah, the problem is you went from 0 to 100 without ever getting to 50.
I have a guy very angry.
No.
saying,
It's even worse than that. He went from 0 to 100 on an assumption, and then the car went away, and even worse, he went to fucking 200 when he found out that it was a moving car, dude.
He wants to.
He can't ever explain this.
Well, if the other guys aren't corroborating, I'm sorry, but that's
And
what he's
understand
saying.
too, there's people in the parking lot can hear what's going on too.
Not one of them. We have what's called independent witnesses.
Yeah, not associated.
I understand. I wasn't sure that I heard him right. That's why are you?
What?
Is this directed towards me? You're gonna kill me?
And that happens to be an exact quote of, "Are you talking to me?" That was an exact quote. Guy with the truck said. He said something to the effect of, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
So that's dead on. Yeah, he was talking to you. He's basically telling you to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to turn the music back up.
Yeah. No, the music
I know.
is
There's
already
nothing you
up,
can do about
and-
that. There's
and
nothing you
he's
can do about that.
Talking, kill the guy.
I just can't understand if the music is up to the
He
point
starts
where
smiling
you
and
ask
laughing
them to
right
turn
there.
it down. How can you also hear the conversation?
This
that they're
dumbass thought this was gonna play in his favor.
having? It is not making any sense.
He's livid. He's not talking. He's yelling. And my window's up and I can hear him. I'm not making out all the words. But then I hear, kill that son of a bitch, or kill that motherfucker, I think is what he was saying.
How do you know it was him saying it?
I thought it was bitch.
Well, when I put the window down and I asked him, he said the same thing. Yeah, kill a motherfucker. And then when he was opening his door, that's when he said, "You're dead, bitch." And you know, when you say he didn't have a weapon, he's on the ground, and you put something up on the thing, and then gets out. I thought it was a shotgun.
Something on the thing. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Or a stick, or some kind of weapon. But he's confrontational and using words like, "I'm gonna kill you and you're dead." And I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. And I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. I thought they all were. And in my mind, they're all going to get out of this truck and shoot me or
other
beat
sticks?
me
You know,
or
had
kill
that been the
me.
case, we would have a different argument. Had anyone been out of the truck, walking towards you in any type of threatening manner, we would have a
We were
different...
parked right next to each other.
Yes.
So
I know you were.
there was no
So,
walking. It was
four
him
sticks?
getting out and he was an arm reach from me.
Yeah,
Or
but here, those
barrel
cars
in
are
my-
so close to each other, though. Him getting out, it's going to be hard for him to get out because he's back away from you. His door opens up. He's actually going to be shielding himself from where you are because you're closer up to the driver.
All these things you're saying are great, but I didn't analyze all these things. I got the shit scared out of me.
I know.
And some
you
guy's
didn't.
coming at me,
You didn't get scared.
telling me
Maybe
what
you got
he's gonna
scared
do or
afterwards.
wants to do.
Got scared after the fact because you knew what he did was
I
fucking
reacted.
wrong.
I was
You made the
sitting
wrong
here
choice,
telling
man.
you guys I was in fear for my life.
No, you
I
weren't.
honestly was.
No, you weren't.
I have so much going on in my personal life. The last thing I want to do is be in trouble. I don't want to cause you guys a sleepless night. I don't want to lose my freedom.
He reverts back to this premise multiple times. He continuously associates these two reasons with the notion that he wasn't the instigator, yet not once does he mention that he wouldn't want a teenager to lose his life over a verbal altercation.
This is what we do. Don't worry about that. This is what we do.
Well, I mean, the last thing I'm looking
This is
for
what
is
we
trouble.
do.
The
Fuck
last
yeah.
thing. Sir, from where I was sitting, a shotgun was coming up at me, and so
That is such.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if it happened again tomorrow where a shotgun was coming up, I think I would do the same. I hope I would
And you know what,
not be
Mr.
afraid
Dunn?
to do the same.
If there was a shotgun coming up at you, we would expect you to do what you did.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem that we have is that there is no shotgun.
There is no
That's
guns.
the
There's
bridge
no
that we got to get
weapons.
across. You keep
this guy.
dwelling on the shotgun as if there was one at the scene. If there was a shotgun, a BB gun, any type of gun at the scene. Hell, if it was a water gun that was black that looked real at the scene.
Nice mindset, dumbass. She's this guy, man.
Could have been just a stick, but I mean,
A
was.
Could have been your imagination.
It's certain. Well, no.
He said no with a rising intonation. The way in which he said the word doesn't correlate with its message. The intonation was more matched with the word maybe.
Yeah.
It's certain. Well, no.
The pressure he's under is causing disorientation in his critical thinking. He was unable to process the adjustment in his thoughts to his words quick enough, and that's why they came out mixed together.
No?
I mean, anything's possible, I guess, but
anything's possible, bro.
Him coming out of his car was not my imagination. And it was right after I saw that he started coming out of his car.
At Heinz, every ketchup starts with
Shout
our
out
same
ketchup,
tomatoes.
I still think one of the best sauces ever is fucking mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together. That shit slaps with salt and pepper. Unmatched.
And saying, you're dead, bitch.
That's
When
such
you
cat,
grabbed
bro.
your gun,
Oh, he keeps
racked it,
saying that. It's
came
pissing
back
me
around.
off. The
What were
kid
you
never
shooting
said that, bro.
Did you acquire a target? Or did you just start shooting?
I shot at the door.
Which door?
The rear passenger.
You shot at his door.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the purpose of that?
Saved my life.
Wow.
From the door?
No.
See there again, another layer of
he
assumption.
was coming out of his door, and then I guess he went back in it, but that's where he was.
Let's just
Prior.
say, hypothetically, you and him exchanged words. He opened the door to go in the store to use the bathroom.
He wouldn't have said, you're dead, bitch, and then...
I'm just saying.
Well, then I guess I would be in trouble if that was the case. But that's not what happened.
We are so lucky. Really? There should be 3 of those 4 should have been hit. 3 of those 4. You could have 3 dead guys right now.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
With how many shots you
Luckily
put in
for
that
the guy in
vehicle.
the front seat, his door stopped the bullets.
What?
They entered the door, but they didn't go all the way in. Because the
Oh
front
my
door's got
God.
bullet holes in it. Okay.
Holy shit, bro. That is so sad. Why couldn't the back doors do the same, man? Come on. Like, that's...
And there's another one you shot when you were doing the suppression fire, basically, to keep their heads down as they're driving away. You put one in the back of the car. There's several shots directly into the rear of the truck.
I know, well, they're
And
fucking
one of them
leaving.
comes zinging
bro.
in
Come
through the
on.
back and goes right up and hits the sun visor where the driver is as he's driving out.
Jesus, man.
Didn't miss his noggin by much. You know, so we could very easily have 3 victims at this point.
That is so scary.
Luckily, those guys didn't get hit or any way, shape, but they're all fine, except for the poor guy who's pretty much was dead right there. It didn't take him long; he was gone.
That's so sad, bro. What the
We see a lot of scenarios, and we deal with threatening situations. I mean, it's not, you know, we deal with them all the time where somebody defends themselves. I mean, we do, and there are clear-cut cases where you go, yep, sure did, buddy. You know, you defended yourself. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
Because there's no, like, gray... I feel like there's no gray area, right? There's, like, a line. Either you're on, I defended myself, or I didn't defend myself, and I'm trying to use that as an excuse. There's no, like, gray area where it's like, well, I kind of defended myself, but there's there's no gray area.
Feeling so hot now that you guys are...
Unfortunately, we have that effect sometimes.
Well, I don't mean sick. I mean, I actually am starting to be sick in my stomach.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
because
shit.
you
I
realize
can
it, bro.
express to you
When you're a
guys
vibe person like that, no
that
shit.
I was in fear for my life. I've never been so scared in my whole life. I've been mad and my hands shake, but I was so afraid that I didn't have time to think. I only reacted.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, yeah, I'm talking to you?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Do I need to get a lawyer?
Oh, no shit, bro. Lawyers, unfortunately, a lawyer's not going to help you, buddy.
We have a Duval County issued a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah,
for murder and
motherfucker.
attempted murder. Okay.
Motherfucker, hit him
That's
with a
what you're
bunch of
being charged
charges.
with right now. Okay. Just the first step in the process.
The way I see this was, I was scared for my life, and I fought back. And you guys are seeing this as murder.
This is where we're at right now. You'll be the process you hear.
I feel like he's talking about this like it's something he saw in a movie or some shit. And
Where we're at
like
right
he
now.
thinks it exonerates him from everything.
You'll be
or clears him from all charges.
First, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take you before they got to go through all the.
Yeah, the way he explains how it happened doesn't make any sense.
You will be brought back to Duval County. Like I said, this is a start.
Is there any opportunity to bail?
There's no bond. There's no bond on a murder charge in Duval County.
Motherfucker, there better not be.
They don't allow it.
Right. Is it automatic that it's a murder charge when it's self-defense?
Okay. Somebody said, "Oh, yeah, but he's in shock." Okay, makes a lot of sense. Except for the fact that his story has multiple holes, doesn't make sense. Absolute bullshit. He decided on a whim, and he's gonna go with in crazy details, of which all of them end up being wrong or done and disproven. While his wife or whatever the fuck, was also interrogated, and she looked like she was in actual shock. She was crying and she was losing it. Yet all of her statements were all accurate, and things ended up matching up. So I don't know what you're on about.
I'll explain to you how it works on our end. We do our investigation. We get our facts. We have a prosecutor from the state attorney's office with us who sees all the facts, sees the case. We confer with the state attorney's office, say these are what we have as facts of this case, and they determine, yes, we believe there's enough to issue an arrest warrant at this point based off the evidence we have, and that's why we obtained an arrest warrant.
I really didn't know that I was being charged with murder and attempted murder. That sucks.
That sucks.
That sucks.
That sucks.
Me too. I mean,
rot in jail, the mess.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's probably about 5 things I could have gotten done differently last night, but it's unfortunate it turned out the way it did.
It is. Okay. Well, I'll get with the guys
more
here.
than
We'll get
unfortunate,
you,
bro.
Use the restroom for you.
This is the first time that he said it. See,
it's not just
they did another episode.
bro.
Now
Come
he
on,
says
man.
that it's unfortunate, blah blah blah. He says that because of what's gonna happen to him. He only has any remorse if it's because of the consequences that are now upon him. But before any of this, he didn't express any concern or about anybody's life or families. He didn't give a single fuck about it.
100%.
They all do it.
Not wrong. Yeah, let
and
it
I
all
think a good
sink
parallel
in, buddy. You're going to jail
is that
for
the one
life.
that was like the real psycho, whatever. When he was asked the same, when he said the same thing, he said, I'm upset that I got caught, whatever. See, that's what's really going on here. He said he's trying to mask it poorly.
He was remanded into custody at the Duval County Jail, where he remained for 14 months awaiting trial.
Did you ask the guys in the red SUV to turn down that bass?
I did. I said, can you turn that down, please?
What was the response from the red SUV?
Please. They turned it off.
Sure you did. And at that point, what did you then say?
I said thank you. Very soon after,
sure you
I
did, buddy.
start hearing things like F him and F that, and...
Does it escalate?
Well, the music came back on. Now it got ugly. After hearing the something something cracker and this and that,
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
I should kill that motherfucker.
Oh man, it got ugly, dude. They turned the music back on. No, man. Fuck off.
Here, I should fucking kill that motherfucker. And now he's screaming. Okay. There's no mistake of what he said. That is what he said.
Notice the considerable increase in both emphasis and conviction when making his statements. His
Yep.
lawyer has now instructed him in how to respond, but unfortunately for Michael, the jury had access to his interrogation where he was asked the same questions.
The guy that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up, I can't hear everything he's saying, but, you know, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like, they're saying kill him. So I put my window down again.
I put my window back down and I asked, are you talking about...
What about the other word?
Now, what was the response when you said, are you talking about me?
He reached forward and picked something up and slammed it against the door. I didn't know what it was at first, but when he says, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I look and I'm looking at a barrel. He's showing me a gun and he's threatening me.
What happens now? What did you believe was about to happen?
Man.
I thought I was gonna be killed, but I still didn't go for my gun at that time. I was just like going, oh my God, where is all this hostility coming from? And it was at that point where he said, this shit's going down now.
Not once was this mentioned during his interrogation. It seems to be a poignant recollection when stated here, which would arise suspicion as to why he failed to mention it earlier.
In your wildest dreams, could you fathom being in that position over a common courtesy?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, what's going through your mind when he said, this shit's going down now?
This was a clear and present danger, and I said...
He wasn't clear and present danger when he saw the gun?
You son of a bitch.
Wait, what?
And
that
as you said that, were you looking at him, or were you now moving to get that fire?
I said that as I was retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if,
oh, here it comes.
Say over here is my glove box.
2 hands, 1 hand, card? Let's see it.
I'm looking out the window, and I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch, and I shot.
Okay. And do you even recall how many times you shot?
I do not. Kind of was in a fixed position with the tunnel vision. I didn't realize the SUV was moving. I was still aiming at the rear passenger, and it didn't register that the car was backing up.
Okay. What? And at some point, you realize now there's no more red door in front of your face?
This is where Rhonda starts coming into my mind, because I know she's heard the shots. I know Rhonda.
At Primal Kitchen, we make our condiments soft.
Bro. I'm excited to see how long he gets fucking locked up for, man. That's so fucked, dude.
Feel excited.
Don't start crying. Oh my God, no sympathy, bruh. Are you fucking kidding me?
It wasn't just smiling because I was worried about no.
And at some point now, do you see that SUV actually drive towards?
What a fucking loser, this guy.
It did, and this is where the now they're back in line with, if they fire on me, they'll hit the front door, and this is where Rhonda comes out.
What was your purpose of firing towards the back of that vehicle? Were you trying?
I was worried about a blind firing situation where they would, you know, shoot over their heads or whatever, and hit me and Rhonda. I stopped firing when
shoot over their head.
That the,
yeah, who the no one shoot.
And how long had you been with Miss Brower?
This actually
3.5, 4 years.
Did you have a serious relationship with her?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. And were you living with her at the time?
F, stream down. Yeah, I dropped 200 frames. Is we still good now or not?
It's good. It's fucking perfect.
Yes, we were.
Was this dog kind of your
You're
guy's
scared of a fucking trick shot, this guy.
Yes.
Okay. And what was his name?
What is this? What is this question?
His name is Charlie.
The defendant just got emotional over his supposed gallantry and undying love for his partner, and now accelerates this emotion for the purpose of expressing how much he loves his pet. In his mind, he is exhibiting appealing human traits to the jury, coming across as a man of clear nobility and selflessness, who only protected the woman he loves from a perceived imminent threat, while also being a gentle soul that sheds a tear at just the mere thought of his beloved puppy. The thing is, the defendant only has tunnel vision with regard to himself and his own perspective.
Yep.
The jury, on the other hand, will be looking at the big picture. Rather than perceiving this emotion from the viewpoint the defendant wants them to, they may see it as a contrived and narcissistic attempt at elevating his own character. He has now shown the jury that he has the personality type to get emotional, and this emotion comes out as he self-describes his valiant conduct and gentle spirit, yet not a shred of emotion was displayed as he described the exact moment he took the life of a young man.
Mr. Dunn, you love Rhonda Rauer.
Yes, sir, I do.
Right? You love her a lot, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Right, and when she got into that car, she asked you what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you telling this jury that on the way back to the hotel, you told Rhonda Rauer that the boys in the car had a gun?
If I told her on the way to the hotel, I told her several times at the hotel, I told her several times on the way home that this was self-defense.
That wasn't my question.
That's not my question, yeah.
From the time you left the gate station to the time you got back to the Sheraton, how many times did you use the word gun to describe what the boys, let me finish, what the boys in the car had?
I couldn't tell you.
Was it more than one?
At least one.
Mr. Dunn, the truth is,
Bozo.
you
She
never
said
told
none.
the
Yeah.
love of your life that those boys had a gun.
You weren't there.
Chat, did they have access, did he and his team have access to her statement because of discovery and whatnot, or not?
Yeah.
Did you? You did tell her then?
I said you were not there.
I
Isn't that how it works? Like discovery, did they tell them like what they know, what they
He
say?
said, I get I wasn't there, bro.
I know that. Truth is, you never told Rhonda Rauer they had a gun.
No, this is over. They know that.
Remember to speak loudly into the microphone so everybody can hear you, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here comes.
Here we go. Here's the wife.
Miss Wolfson.
Who's an actual
When you
good
came out of
person.
the gate gas station and you got into the defendant's car,
Yes.
did the defendant ever tell you
I
he
feel
saw
so
a gun
bad
in that
for
red
this
SUV?
wife.
No.
Did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
Damn!
There was no mention of a stick.
No.
There was no mention of a shotgun.
No.
There was no mention of a barrel.
No.
There was no mention of a lead pipe.
No.
Back in the hotel room, Miss Rauer, that same night,
This
did
lady's
the
a good
defendant
person.
ever tell you that he saw the boys
I
with a
feel
firearm?
so bad for her, man. I feel this.
Did he ever tell you that he
This
saw the boys
one
with a
man
weapon?
ruined multiple lives.
On the 2-hour drive the following morning, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a gun in the SUV?
No.
And on that 2-hour drive, did he ever tell you he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
Jeez,
On
that
February
edit.
15th, 2014, Michael Dunn was found guilty on 3 counts of attempted murder, for which he was rendered a 90-year sentence.
Fuck yeah.
7 months later, on October 1st, he was rendered an additional life
second.
sentence without the possibility of parole.
Good.
His appeal was denied by the 1st District Court on November 17th, 2016. He is currently being held at the maximum security Oregon State Penitentiary.
Oh, he's in Oregon State? Wow.
Actually rolled.
Damn.
Okay. That was interesting.
That was very interesting.
That was interesting.
Very sad. Very, very sad.